Good afternoon, YouTube. What I've got for you today is a review on another tank bag. If you have been following my channel, you would have seen a review of the Rynox Optimus M tank bag. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go and check that out. A solid bag, good for long journeys. I use that for India Bike Week. Today though, what I've got is the ViaTerra Oxus, and as a bonus what I'm going to do is compare it to the Rynox Navigator tank bag, which is this little fellow over here. Alright, cue the music.
And we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly.
Alright, so let's begin the review. So firstly we're going to talk about the materials used on each of the bags. We're then going to talk about the different features available. We'll also talk about the price, because obviously price makes a big difference in your decision. And finally we'll talk about the functionality and how practical the bags are. Okay, so we'll start off by talking about the price. Now the Rynox Navigator, which is this little fellow over here, retails at 2,100 rupees, and the ViaTerra Oxus would cost you 2,500 rupees. Now fortunately for me, the folks at ViaTerra were kind enough to send me this tank bag for free, just purely so I could review it and share my thoughts and any feedback about the bag as well. My initial impressions, I really love this bag. In fact, I've started using it as my daily bag, if you will. I carry it to work every single day. So if we were to talk about price, the Navigator falls cheaper, I guess, but it again comes down to functionality and a few other things as well, which we'll be talking about in this review. Now let's talk about materials used. Both bags have 1680 by 1680 denier fabric, which makes them really solid. What are you looking at, punk? We'll compare the base of these bags next. So if I flip this bad boy over, and this one as well. So if you notice, both of them have a faux leather base, which prevents your tank from getting scratched. Both bags have 3 magnets on the base, so the ViaTerra has one over here, one over here, and one over here. And the Rynox tank bag has one over here, and one over here. Now they both sit pretty well, so I've never had any issues with them moving around. But there is a difference in the magnets, and that's a pretty considerable difference. So if we look at the magnets used on the Navigator, what Rynox uses is 3 monopole magnets, which they claim wouldn't really interfere with your phone signals and any other electronic devices you've got in there. The ViaTerra, on the other hand, has what they call rare earth magnets. Now these are really, really strong, and I'll put a link in the description and an annotation over here for a video which ViaTerra uploaded, which actually shows the difference in strength between the two magnets and other competitors as well in the market. The next part about the materials is the zippers. Now ViaTerra and Rynox both have YKK zippers, sliders, and the pullers on Rynox are now these rubber kind of strips over here which help you pull it across, and that's the same one they've used here as well. ViaTerra, on the other hand, has their own branded metal pullers. If you look at this real close, yeah, which I think is a neat feature, and the zippers on this are really smooth. It's very easy to kind of open the bag up and close it back down, and especially when you have gloves on, I think it becomes easier for you to open and close the bag when the pullers are well made. The last bit on the materials used is the branding and reflective material. So ViaTerra has these kind of rubber branded logos at the side, on both sides, while Rynox just has this over here, and they say it's really durable, but it's kind of peeled off if you look at that. Finally, what the ViaTerra bag has, which the Rynox bag doesn't, is this reflective material on the side, and it's got it on the other side as well. And that's a nice feature to have on a tank bag. It's always better to be a little more visible on a motorcycle. Now let's talk about features for both bags. So the ViaTerra tank bag has 4 external pockets. You have one on the side over here, one on the side over here, and you've got one here and one over here. They're lined with 150 denier fabric, and if you look at it, there's quite a lot of space over here to put maybe a toolkit and probably a cloth or something of that sort. It's also got another pocket over here, which I personally use to put pens and keys and probably my bike documents in case I need them, something you need quick access to. And finally, here's the clear pocket, which you can use for your GPS mounts, your mobile phone, and if you've got a really tiny map, I guess it would fit in there. Okay, if we open this up, ViaTerra claims to have 13 liters of space on the inside. There's a mesh pocket over here which you can use to store probably a power bank, few cables or headphones and stuff like that. I've also got my GoPro case in here, a second wallet. If you've watched my other videos, you know I carry 2 wallets, and this waterproof cover which comes in really handy in the rains. That's pretty much it. If we look at the Navigator tank bag, what you have is one external pocket over here for your GPS devices or your mobile phone, another pocket over here which houses a rain cover and has a little bit of space in there, I guess for documents and stuff, and its main pocket is over here. Now, Rynox claims that the Navigator can accommodate 15 liters, but looking at the size difference, I think they were trying to pull a fast one on us, because if that's 13 liters, this show as hell is in 15 liters. Irrespective, there's another pocket over here at the top where you can put some headphones and your wallet, I guess. What I like about the Navigator is it has a elastic strap here in the center, which allows you to kind of hold down whatever stuff you put in there. So that's a neat little feature. Okay, it also comes with this shoulder strap, so you can carry it around, and it's got this handle over here. And even the Oxus comes with a shoulder strap with a slight padding, which is a nice feature, and a handle at the top as well in case you want to hold it like that when you're off the bike. Now, when we talk about functionality, one main difference I've noticed in the two of them is the way the clear pocket is located and built. So if you look at the ViaTerra tank bag, there's a little more space available. I can probably fit the entire palm of my hand in there, or almost. And that's usually the size of modern day mobile phones. So I've got a Note 4 and it fits in there brilliantly without having to kind of struggle to put that in. And if we talk about practicality, I think the ViaTerra is the more practical of the two when it comes to this clear pocket on the exterior, because when I'm sitting on the bike, this area over here is a little more visible than it is on the Navigator tank bag. So it's easier for me to have a glance at the map and then concentrate back on the road as well. The Navigator, on the other hand, doesn't really accommodate a lot of stuff in that clear pocket. If I show you, I think only my fingers kind of fit in there. And if I were to put my Note 4 in here, I'd have to put the phone sideways, and that would make it really difficult for me to see where I am supposed to go, and of course that would automatically drop the amount of concentration I'd have on the road. So the next part about the features is the magnetic base. Now the magnetic base on the Navigator really can't be removed, it's stitched onto the bag. But the Oxus, on the other hand, does have a removable unit. So if you want to remove the magnetic base just to kind of reduce the weight, and if you're not using it as a magnetic tank bag, you can just fold these two sides into this and then just pull it out from here. Ultimately, if I had to choose between one of these two bags, I'd pick the ViaTerra Oxus hands down. The reason being that the magnets are better, the material used is on par with that, and the clear pocket is a lot more practical and easy to use. Now, the only downside to the ViaTerra is the way these hooks are situated. If you can see this, they're situated pretty low on the bag. So if you hit a few bumps and stuff, that's what's going to happen. It's going to hit against your tank. And it's not like it leaves any marks or anything on the tank. It's just that it's a bit distracting. Initially, I thought something was wrong with my front forks, but then over time I realized that it was just this slamming against the tank. Other than that, I think it's a brilliant bag. Like I said, I use it as my daily bag now to work and back, and it's absolutely brilliant. The magnets on it are perfect. In fact, I've stuffed the bag and I've put it sideways on a cabinet, and it's stuck. So that just tells you how powerful the bag is. Right, so if you've got a metallic tank on your bike, I think the ViaTerra would be a perfect companion. If you don't, both ViaTerra and Rynox have non-magnetic tank bags which have straps on them, which will help you mount it onto probably a Duke or an FZ or a Pulsar 200 NS, I guess. Now, if you're looking for bags with a little more space than these two, ViaTerra makes the magnetic fly, and I think they've got a version 2 on that. And Rynox has the Optimus M in a version 2 as well. So they've both upped their games, I guess. So that's my 2 cents on the ViaTerra tank bag and the Rynox Navigator tank bag. If you want more details on the bags, leave your questions in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you've got any feedback, holy crap. And if you have any feedback for me, again, do leave that in the comment section as well. If you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video. It really helps my channel out. I'll be uploading a few more videos like this one, where I'll review the gear which I use and any other accessories which I've added on to my bike. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Again, do leave a like, and please ride safe. It's a freaking jungle out there. Goodbye.